I watched a video of this girl who said, if you sit down every month and you make a spreadsheet about how you're going to pay off debt, and then you just kind of throw it away and never think about it again, and at the end of the month you have more debt and you're looking back on yourself like, how did I get here? I had a plan and I never executed it. It's because it's not consistent every day. Micro decisions that move towards that bigger goal. Well, hey everybody, I cannot believe it is that time of month again. We are here and it is nearly December. This video is going to come out the weekend before December 1st because December 1st falls on a Monday and we usually put our videos out on a Saturday. That being said, by the time this video comes out, Thanksgiving will be over. So time to change the shirt. Much better. Okay, so super excited. Christmas is almost here. Absolutely excited to set up our tree. You can see we started in the background there. We had an issue with the lights, but that's another story for another day. Here to check in today with our financial update for November on our debt progress. If you've been following us for a couple months, we've been on this track to pay off all of our consumer debt, anything and everything, except we have a mortgage in Florida. That home is being rented out right now. We're not counting the mortgage in this payoff process because we are using the Ramsey baby steps. And so step one is save $1,000 in an emergency fund. And step two is get rid of all debt except a mortgage if you have one. Biggest takeaway is we did a really fantastic job and God is so good. We were able to pay off a little over $3,500 total. So we paid off $3,573.69 last month. I don't know if I have a sound effect I can put in there, but I'll try. If you're new here, our initial debt starting out back in September was $85,304.49. And last month, so at the beginning of November, we had $77,323.19. So if you go back and watch last month's video, you'll see where we were in terms of what we had to pay off for November. But we did a really fantastic job. We paid off an Amazon credit card. We also paid off my work credit card that was through United, which somebody did comment on that video and say like, hey, make sure that they pay you in time, that like it's not accruing interest. They definitely are. The payments are coming fast enough where it wouldn't accrue interest. But since we're also focusing on paying off our debt, it's really moot point because that's what gets addressed first is the smallest debts. The third thing that was huge, which was added after our initial finance video, was our Prius. So we did manage to pay off the Prius, which I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do it in November. I was expecting to get it done by December. And then once that money came in and cleared, I was like, let's just do it. Let's just write this check. And it was super exciting and thrilling to say we now own one of our cars outright again. That hasn't happened in a couple years. I have a spending problem when it comes to vehicles. I really like cars. And if you ask any of my friends, they can tell you I've had like 8 or 9 cars in the last 2 or 3 years. It's actually pretty bad. I would say 5 years. I take it back. Like ever since COVID and I started my sales job and I was making good money. It happens. You get a little crazy when you start making sales money. Here is our snapshot for December and what we're looking at, okay? Our Lightstream loan is the one we're focusing on tackling right now. Currently, that balance is $3,593.42. This loan is what we are focusing on hard to pay down in December. I'm praying that we're able to pay it off completely, but that's going to depend on how much money we made on the YouTube channel for November. This is my other YouTube channel, RVs with Gabby. This channel, as you can tell, is a lot newer. We don't have enough subscribers. We're not monetized yet, but we're working on it. We'll get there. So in an ideal world, our goal for December, when I come back here January 1st to give you an update, is that we paid off that Lightstream loan entirely and we will only have 3 loans left after that. We have a city loan, which currently as of today sits at $13,987.21. That's a pretty rough one. And then our Ram 1500, which is the truck we pull our trailer with, $18,483.76. And finally, our Jayco travel trailer. Currently, the balance is $37,685.11. This one is nuts in terms of the amount of money going towards interest versus principal. RV loans are super long. So this is like a 15-year term. And it feels like you pay down $375 and then it goes back up $100 within a month. That minimal payment we're making on that one right now, a lot of it is getting eaten up by interest. So I can't wait to get through these first couple of loans and really tackle that travel trailer loan and get it paid off early. Last month, I think I shared that we weren't sure. We were going to consider putting it on consignment. We had considered getting a loan to pay it down so that we could sell it and get rid of it. At this point, it's not feasible. It doesn't look great in terms of consigning it. So we're going to keep it. It's being finished, getting some warranty work done. We're going to pick it up next month, put it in storage at my sister-in-law's house, and it's going to stay there. And then we'll head out and camp next summer and see how much we use it, and we'll go from there in terms of paying it off. But one thing that I already had started the process on, and I think some people came on here and commented about it, is canceled the extended warranties on it so that we could get some money back. So there should be about $4,000 or $5,000 in extended warranty products that's being refunded back towards that loan. Knowing how long extended warranties can take to cancel, I don't foresee that coming off that loan until January, but in an ideal world, it gets canceled and refunded, and that loan drops to low 30s, and then we pay off that Lightstream in December, and we kick off the new year with a little over $65,000 in debt. I'm sorry, I decided to eat Tapatio ramen before this video. And now I have all this, I like my sinuses are going crazy because it's the carne asada and it's spicy with lime. It's so good. But yeah, definitely not great for that I'm going to shoot a video. But this is the only time I could get the video done. So we're just going to plow through. So back to the important stuff. We canceled the extended warranty, right? Mike has been working at his new job for a month now. For some reason, the way that New York State works, of course, is that the first paycheck doesn't arrive until 6 weeks after he starts. So we are expecting a big fat paycheck for him that's backdated from the past 6 weeks, coming up the first week of December, and then he'll be paid bi-weekly. So that will be a nice big chunk, which we've already allotted and planned with EveryDollar, is the budgeting app that we use to pay down that Lightstream loan. That's why I was like, right now the budgeting app says that we're only going to get, we'll be like a couple hundred away from paying it off. But I'm hoping that we make a little bit more money, or we save a little bit more money next month, and then we can pay it down even further. Another thing upcoming, which won't hit till January, is that I have my end of the year quarterly bonus coming in. So that's going to be paid out mid to late January, which will be fantastic if we can just take that entire thing and throw it at the debt. Really looking forward to that. And then I just wanted to end this video by saying, this feels like a culmination of a lot of good choices day to day. I have been doing something on TikTok called micropayments. There's people on the TikTok community that they are coming on and shooting a short video every day. You know, YouTube is the long form and TikTok is the short form. So on TikTok, people are creating short videos. They're getting engagement from people, and then the next day they're tallying up that engagement as money to pay towards a debt. So I have been creating content on my TikTok, and I'll put my handle here if you want to follow me there. Every day I'm making a short video saying, hey, here's the engagement we got the day before, and now we're going to put this micropayment towards the Lightstream loan. So I'm also using that as a catalyst to hold me accountable and think and talk about it every single day. You know, continue to push small payments towards it just so that we're focusing on it. And then all of this is keeping it in my mind. So when I go out shopping and I'm picking things up like impulse purchases, I'm really focusing more on whether or not I need them. I've posted a couple of YouTube shorts about this. I've gone into TJ Maxx to make returns. I've gone into Kohl's to make returns. And usually when I make returns, it's like, oh, I returned something. So girl math is, now I have money to buy something new. But this time I'm like, nope, we are walking in, we're making the return, and we're getting out of there before we buy anything else. Christmas sweaters. Clearly, I love Christmas sweaters. You might not realize this yet, but I'll probably post more content in December wearing my different sweaters. I wanted a new sweater. I wanted new Christmas overalls. I don't need them. We have so much to be grateful for, so much to be thankful for. I have too much stuff. I literally have, look, I'll show you. This is just a pile of stuff from our RV that has to go back in the RV. This is an extra blanket that we don't need that I have to wash, and I want to donate to somebody who actually could use it because we have multiple comforters. Look at that. There's another one over here. Hi, Loki. Multiple comforters that we could actually give to somebody else who really needs them. We have an overflow of stuff. I am so thankful and so grateful to God for how blessed we are, honestly. And I just want to reel it back and remember that in those moments where I'm like, wow, shiny new toy, shiny new object. It's like, what am I really searching for when I'm going to make that purchase? And it comes down to that quick little hit, that quick little high. It's like drinking caffeine or eating good food, right? It's just the way my brain and my body works. I am an addict at my core. So that's my story for another time. Oh yeah, one more thing. Over here, we have a pile of donations because now I'm focused on minimizing what we have in this space since our apartment is a lot smaller than our 3-bedroom house back in Florida. Anyway, all of this is really important to the whole journey, I think. When you sit down, I watched a video of this girl who said, if you sit down every month and you make a spreadsheet about how you're going to pay off debt, and then you just kind of throw it away and never think about it again, and at the end of the month you have more debt and you're looking back on yourself like, how did I get here? I had a plan and I never executed it. It's because it's not consistent every day. Micro decisions, right? Micro payments, micro decisions that move towards that bigger goal. And so honestly, if nobody else is watching this channel, I think I said it last month, nobody else is watching this channel. This channel is for Mike and I to come back here and see our progress every month. To figure out these numbers that I'm giving you today, I actually went back to the video from last month and watched it and wrote everything down so that I could see just how far we have come. I have an Excel spreadsheet where we log things like our net worth as a family every year, our emergency fund and how big it is every year. And so I can see our current debts so that we can kind of compare how we're doing against ourselves and nobody else. That's pretty much all I have for our financial check-in. For the rest of the year, I do want to put out some content about like cooking, baking, frugality, minimalism, that sort of thing. So if you're interested in any of that, comment down below and let me know like what kind of content you'd like to see. We have a lot of ideas in our head, and also I apologize that Mike hasn't been on the channel in a couple weeks. He's been busy with his new job, and I work from home if I'm not traveling, so I have the time and the energy on my lunch break, that's why I just ate my ramen, to create this kind of stuff. But by the time he gets home at the end of the day, we focus on cooking and eating dinner together and spending some quality time before we go to bed, because it gets dark at like 4:30 here. We literally are like in bed at like 7:38 and we're looking at each other like, what is happening? We are 33 years old. We do not have kids. Why are we in bed so early? But that's life. I hope you had a very happy Thanksgiving and you have a very Merry Christmas and a happy holidays. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.